Mississippi State University's College of Business creates connections that can change lives, with more than $2 million available in scholarships next year. Take advantage of the top research institution in the state. Professors have practical experience in their field, and students have the opportunity to work on live projects with partner companies. Earn your MBA online in as few as 10 courses from U.S. News & World Report's Top 100 program. Give your business career a head start. Visit business.msstate.edu to learn more.
Welcome to the Bulldog Business Show. I'm your host, Scott Grawe. I'm the Dean of the College of Business. And yes, we've got a little bit of a new format right now. Switching things up. Let us know what you think. I'm always available on LinkedIn and via email and so forth. So the goal here is I'm going to be bringing in a guest a couple times a month, talk about the latest news and updates from the College of Business, just to keep you more aware of what we've got going on and how you can help us do what we do best. Today, I'm happy to have with me Dr. Frank Adams. He's a professor of supply chain and logistics here at Mississippi State in the College of Business. Frank, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being the very first guinea pig or guest on this new show and this new format. Let's start off, just tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is, what got you here to Mississippi State, and what do you love about being a Bulldog?
Sure. You know, the funny thing is I am a fourth generation Bulldog. Both sides of my family came here, both my grandfathers, their father, my father, bunch of my uncles. I was really not ready for college when I came here, but I came here, I studied, I left for a while, I did a few other things, Army Reserves, I was a salesman. And I decided to try graduate school because I realized I was going to need a business degree. I'd completed my history degree as a non-traditional student, what we'd call a distance student today. And I got talked into trying doctoral studies by a common friend of ours, Alex Sellinger. And I was at Alabama. I was studying and writing a supply chain dissertation. And out of all the opportunities that I had, the most exciting was offered by Mississippi State because they wanted to revitalize the supply chain program here, which is not something assistant professors normally get to do. So that had tremendous appeal. It was close to my wife's family, and so back we came.
Yeah, great. And you mentioned revitalize a supply chain program. Supply chain program's going pretty strong right now, isn't it?
It is. There's been some form of supply chain program here since the 1950s. It was like at a lot of schools, it was a transportation program. The emphasis, for reasons I don't really understand, went somewhere else. And so when I was brought in, we had 2 students studying what amounts to a minor in supply chain as part of the marketing degree. We had 135 at graduation last term. We became a major 2 years ago. And our growth has been consistently about 8% per semester.
Wow.
So that does not show any signs. The thing we're most excited about is we have people joining early, which means we have an opportunity to get students ready for internships, which guarantees them better opportunities when they graduate.
So one of the unique challenges when you see that type of growth coming that quickly, you've got to have something on the other end. So you get them here, they're on campus, they're enjoying their time as Bulldogs here at Mississippi State in Starkville, but we've got to make sure that we've got something for them on the other end. Has that been a challenge as we've gotten this program up and going?
So far, not yet. So
Great.
We've been excited by that. But the reason is we've stuck to the fundamentals we had, which was start by serving both the student and the employer. We make sure that we engage employers at every opportunity. We show them what we've got. We listen to them when they talk about what they're not seeing. We make curriculum decisions based on what employers tell us they lack. Now, it is going to get more challenging just because the field continues to grow, not just here, but everywhere. I'm not worried about running our employer base yet with our student growth, but time's going to come. We're going to need just more people to teach classes because of the growth. So it's not a strain yet, but the strain is coming.
I can definitely see that. So one of the things I also appreciate about the program, and full disclosure, I'm a supply chain professor as well. So that's my background. So this is actually my home area, home department. But one of the things that's really fun about what we do, it's not just that we're partnering with these employers and the business community, but you're also partnering with other schools and universities. In fact, just before we started filming this, you were talking about bringing in some scholars from another university, just to continue to give different perspectives to our students and continue to grow their exposure within the discipline.
Well, one of the best things about the supply chain academic community is we're all still relatively small. Most of us have some kind of common roots. We stay in contact with each other, and so we're generous about helping each other. We were one of the first schools that, when the University of Arkansas started the Women Impacting Supply Chain Excellence, signed on. I told the founder I didn't know how I was going to get 4 young ladies there, but we were going to get them there. And we've attended every year since. We're working with Auburn to see if we can set up an opportunity for the officers in our supply chain organization, Maroon and White Supply Chain, to begin making annual visits back and forth between the two schools to exchange best practices about running a student organization. So supply chain has been really good about cooperating with one another.
Good. So one of the things that, I came on campus a little over a year ago now, and it didn't take long for me to start hearing about Maroon and White Supply Chain, Maroon and White Supply Chain Day. What's this all about? What's Maroon and White Supply Chain?
Okay, Maroon and White Supply Chain is our student supply chain organization. They are an official affiliate of the Association of Supply Chain Management. We are sponsored out of the chapter that's in Memphis. And they focus on a lot of things for professional development. They do a lot of interview skill development. They run a mentorship program where we partner seniors with sophomores and juniors with freshmen, not just to talk to them about courses and careers, but about things like, no, don't try to go to the cafeteria at that time of day. Just help somebody navigate the campus. Maroon and White Supply Chain Day is one of 2 events we do. It is usually in mid-spring. We bring in industry professionals. We host a series of panels. We bring back some of our young alumni. Last spring, I think we had like 15 young alumni, another 20 industry professionals, and about 90 students attend. And so it's an opportunity for them to network. They get some education on it, but the biggest thing is creating opportunities for them to make the students and the employers to make connections that are going to help as they go on and start trying to build careers or hire talent.
Great. So let's say I'm I'm running a small business and I need some help with my supply chain. I come to you and I say, hey, I'd really like to hire one of your students. What skills and strengths should I expect those students to have once they graduate with a degree here at Mississippi State? Yeah,
that's one of the most challenging conversations with employers, because you ask them, what is it you need? And we just need a good attitude. No, you don't. What do you need them to be able to do? We've boiled it down to the fundamentals of being able to do analysis and look at problems and break them down, whether that's in spreadsheet terms or whether that's quantitatively somehow or qualitatively somehow, to get at the core of what's wrong, figure out how things work, and what might we do that will help. And so we've tried to frame each of our classes around that. Dr. Lou Herr, who teaches our process improvement class, for example, she does an inventory problem with PACCAR every semester in her course. We've done specialized directed studies for students, including Hershey's. We did a study on with a now alumna who is looking at how much of a discount should they offer to get someone to take a whole pallet versus a partial pallet. Because you know how it is. You start handling and breaking up pallets, that creates labor and costs and other kinds of steps. Recently, we sent a couple of teams in to work with Taylor Machine on an inventory problem they were having, analyzing how to classify their different suppliers for the different kind of parts they had. And that was a massive undertaking. Taylor's going to keep going with that because there's still some things they want solved there, but it's been a great success under Chris Boone and Rob Moore.
Great. So what you're saying is our students, they're not just getting it from the textbook and in lectures, but they're actually out there solving the problems for companies.
Oh, yes. And one that I overlook is our partnership with CAT Global. They run a internship program during the semester where they're taking in 15 students who start out with simple tracking and tracing of shipments and then move on to actually booking loads, taking spot market opportunities to ship stuff, and they get great experience.
Great. Well, we've talked a lot about the students, but one thing is I also want to make sure that our audience understands is, you're also very active from a scholarship standpoint. You're very active with your research. Tell me a little bit about your research interests, and what are you working on right now?
Well, I've always been about the interface between companies and how a supply chain works, how it smoothly moves things from point to point, or more commonly, how it does not smoothly move from point to point. One of the things I've been looking into for some time with a couple of friends of mine from graduate school is why does or doesn't trying to adopt green practices or sustainable practices help a supply chain perform better? And so we're doing a lot of studies into whether or not being green, for example, is baked into a company's DNA, or is it just like a jacket they put on for dinner? And we're making comparisons between them and close competitors. I've done similar studies on whether good supply chain practice leads to performance improvements. And so we've got a couple of graduate students in on this, and we're looking to release something pretty soon, we hope. Great.
So, well, thank you very much for your time, for your work with our students, for your continued excellence when it comes to your research, and you're publishing your work in some of our top journals in the field. So we certainly do appreciate that. And I also want to thank you guys for sticking with us here in the very first of the new format of the Bulldog Business Show. Continue to check back. We're going to meet about twice a month. I'll have a different guest each time, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, guys.
Mississippi State University's College of Business creates connections that can change lives, with more than $2 million available in scholarships next year. Take advantage of the top research institution in the state. Professors have practical experience in their field, and students have the opportunity to work on live projects with partner companies. Earn your MBA online in as few as 10 courses from U.S. News & World Report's Top 100 program. Give your business career a head start. Visit business.msstate.edu to learn more.
Don't just attend college, experience it. Learn by doing, because this matters. And this. Oh, you know that matters. This does too. At Mississippi State, you can make a global impact, starting right here at home. Our close-knit community offers you the opportunity to change the world. Mississippi State University, taking care of what matters.